All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? We're about to tackle one of the biggest, most fundamental questions there is. Seriously, it's a question that gets right to the core of what it means to be alive, and it shapes, well, everything. So here it is. Is all of this, all of life, our history, our future, is it just one big cosmic accident? A random series of events that just happen to work out? Or is there something else going on? A hidden direction, a destination that this whole journey of life is heading towards? I mean, depending on how you answer that, you get two completely different universes. Now, before we can even entertain the idea of a purposeful evolution, we have to do something really important. We have to face the other side head on, the powerful, logical, and very scientific case that says evolution has no goal whatsoever. The best way to really understand an idea is to first understand the strongest possible argument against it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build the case for a random, purposeless universe and just see how solid it really is. Okay, so the first big objection is all about what we can see with our own eyes. The argument basically goes like this. Just look around. Do species really change in a fundamental way? I mean, think about it. An alligator today is pretty much the same creature it was 64 million years ago. And us? Yeah, sure, we've got smartphones and spaceships. Our progress is all external. But have we, our inner nature, actually evolved? And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The idea is that deep down, we're kind of stuck in a loop. We just have new toys and new technologies to express the same old human nature, with all the same flaws and all the same virtues that we've had for thousands of years. When you lay it out like this, you really start to see their point. Back then, achievements were all about inner depth, right? Wisdom, art, spirituality. Now? Now it's all about external knowledge, science, technology, controlling the world around us. From this point of view, we haven't actually progressed. We've just swapped one kind of knowledge for another. But what about the soul, you might ask? Well, even if you look at ancient traditions like reincarnation, they didn't see it as this ladder we're constantly climbing. It was more like a wheel, a cycle. A soul could be a human in one life and an animal in the next and back again. The whole point wasn't to get better at life. It was to get off the ride entirely, to escape the cycle. So there you have it, the case for a universe without purpose. And you have to admit, it's compelling. It's rational, it seems to fit a lot of the facts, and it feels pretty solid. But what if that's not the whole story? What if that's just the surface layer of a much deeper reality? So now it's time to peel back that first layer. We're going to go behind the curtain of all this apparent randomness and see if there might be something else at play, a hidden director, if you will, that changes the whole show. Okay, this analogy right here is the absolute key. Picture this. You see a bunch of iron filings just scattered randomly on a piece of paper. Looks like total chaos, right? Pure chance. But what if I told you there's a powerful magnet hidden underneath the paper? Suddenly, that randomness is exactly what allows a beautiful, intricate, ordered pattern to emerge. The process looks random and mechanical, but it's actually being guided by an invisible, purposeful force. And that magnet under the paper, that hidden will, that secret striving within nature itself, well, it has a name. It's called the nisus. It's this idea of an inherent urge pushing all of existence forward, from the inside out. Now, this whole idea of a secret nisus runs into two massive roadblocks. First, you've got the scientific objection, saying, nope, it's all just random mechanics. And then you have the metaphysical one, which asks, why would a perfect, complete, infinite being even need to evolve anything in the first place? So the answer to the science problem is pretty clever. It doesn't say the mechanics are wrong. It says that this secret consciousness, this nisus, works through the random process. The randomness and the mechanics aren't the whole story. They're the vehicle that a hidden intention is driving. And to tackle that second metaphysical objection, we need to introduce a new concept. It's called Leela. You can think of it as the cosmic game, or the divine play. The whole idea is that the universe wasn't created out of some cosmic need, but out of a sense of delight and expression. And here is how that solves the problem. Sure, the infinite being as a whole doesn't need anything, but a game can still have a point, right? The goal of the game isn't to add something that was missing from the infinite. The goal is for the infinite to fully express and enjoy its own totality within a limited field, like our material world. The player doesn't need to win, but the game itself has an objective. Okay, so we've been way out there in the cosmos with some pretty big, abstract ideas. But now it's time to bring it all back down to Earth. What does any of this stuff actually mean for you and me in our day-to-day lives? Because this isn't just some dusty philosophical debate. The answer we land on here, whether we live in a random universe or a purposeful one, has huge, real-world consequences for how we feel, how we act, and how our whole society functions. Think about it. If you truly believe that life is just a meaningless accident, it can lead to this deep, hollowing sense of, well, pointlessness. And we see the effects of this everywhere. It's strange, but often it's in the most comfortable, developed societies that people feel the most empty. Chasing one desire after another just becomes a distraction, because without some kind of deeper purpose, nothing ever really satisfies for long. So what's the alternative? It's the vision of a universe that isn't an accident at all. It's a universe where evolution is actually the slow, inevitable unfolding of a fundamental truth, a greater consciousness. Our lives aren't just some random blip to be endured, but a meaningful part of a process that's actually going somewhere. And that leaves us with one final, absolutely electrifying thought. If the story of life isn't just a random walk, but a conscious journey, a journey towards a greater expression of what it means to be, then that changes everything for us. We're not just the end products of evolution, we are active participants. So the biggest question of all becomes, what's our role in what comes next?